Hello, gang. It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. That's right. Those of us who don't want to pay attention to algorithms, let alone learn algorithms, we don't even want to pay attention to them, let alone learn them. Because when we've learned them in the past, they have changed on us. Darn those people. So I want to talk about marketing, obviously. And I'm fresh off a Q&A today. We did one last Friday, and then we did one today. We did a live Q&A, which was awesome. I'm really enjoying that format, by the way. If you would be interested, I'm curious really quick, if you'd be interested in a live Q&A with me through Zoom and a bunch of other people interested in marketing, let me know in the comments. If you're watching the replay, just let me know, I would do a live Q&A because I think that's a good format. It was good for everybody Friday, it was good for everybody today, and I enjoyed it. So, but here's what I want to point to. What I'm noticing in others is that we get confused about what to say in marketing because we think there's like a certain, I don't know what it is, like it's not even that we think there's a certain recipe, but we show up and we think we're supposed to do like listicles, right? Like 5 things to something or other, or we think we're supposed to say what others want to hear, but we don't really know what that is. Or we think we're supposed to talk about our product and service because isn't that what marketing is for, right? Or whatever. Listen, you can insert your own thing. Why is it hard for you to come up with something to say? You can fill in the blank on that. But I'm clear that for most people, they don't know what to say. And when they do come up with something to say, they're not very passionate about it, and so they don't sustain it, right? They may do a post today, but they don't do it tomorrow because they're like, oh, I don't want to talk about this again. This is so boring. I don't like this. This doesn't work for me. Right. Yeah, exactly. And that is why most people struggle in marketing. So here is the hack, if you will, the insight. Here's what makes everything easier in marketing. When you know, when you know what you want to say, when you're passionate about what you want to say, then everything gets easier. So how do we find the passionate things we want to say? Well, the phrase that I've been using in these live Q&As and that has been landing for other people, and it's working for me too, is what conversation do you want to lead in the world? That is the question. What conversation do you want to lead in the world? Here's a great example of this. So Tammy Ebright, hello Tammy, has a whole conversation she's leading called Unleash Your Amazing Life, or Unleash Your Amazing, right? There's a whole world of what amazing would be. You're unleashing your amazing. There are all sorts of reasons why we don't unleash our amazing. There's all sorts of possibilities for when we do unleash our amazing. And that is a conversation that Tammy is leading in the world. I am leading a conversation in the world called Marketing for the Rest of Us, or marketing for those of us who are heart-centered entrepreneurs that want to make transformation in the world. How do we approach marketing? That's a conversation I'm leading in the world. Dove, if you watched my free course, you can go to mygroundswell.com, watch the free course. It's 5 videos over 90 minutes. The course is called Marketing for the Rest of Us, the course, because this is Marketing for the Rest of Us, the show. You can go watch, you can go take that free course, and in the course, I give the example of Dove, right? Dove, the brand Dove. And in the 90s, Dove was worth around 200 million. Not bad, right? But today they're worth over 6 billion. So there was a noticeable hockey stick, right? There was a noticeable increase in their value, and it took off when Dove launched their Real Beauty campaign. Their Real Beauty campaign, right? This was the one where you had full-figured women in their underwear, and it was this new conversation, really, of talking about what is real beauty. Right? Beauty doesn't have to be about airbrushes and supermodels. Real beauty can be you in your own skin. And so it's such a perfect example of somebody leading a conversation. Dove said, and I wasn't there for this, right? I wasn't at Dove headquarters when they came up with this idea, but I could imagine the conversation going something like, let's have a conversation about, somebody probably bumped into the cultural agreements about what beauty was, and they're like, hey, I think we can change the conversation. I think there is one of the things I'm frustrated by in the world is how we as women think about our bodies. And I'm tired of it never being good enough. And I want to be comfortable in my own skin. I want to start a conversation with the world about what real beauty is. Right now, I'm picturing that's how the conversation went down. I have no idea how that went down. But you get the point, yes? Now, you have a conversation that you want to lead in the world called whatever it is. And usually the conversations that we want to lead, this is why it's different than marketing, right? Because if you put your marketing hat on, you might go like, well, what am I supposed to say to people so they buy my thing? No, that's completely not the conversation to have. The conversation you want to have is, what conversation am I here to lead? Like real beauty, right? So what is that for you? What is the conversation you're going to lead in the world? Now, once you get clear on that, and by the way, it usually comes from some kind of, like I said, some sort of injustice, some sort of breakdown or problem that you've experienced or that you've seen in the world. And it's going to be attached to a passionate, convicted opinion that you have. That is the conversation you want to lead in the world. Most people's marketing is just way too nice. It's just very nice. It's just very vanilla. Partially because you're not connected or present to the real conversation you want to lead, but also because you don't want to offend people. And so we just be very nice in our marketing and it doesn't really resonate and nothing really gets done. This is why it's so important to find the real conversation you want to have, because when you do that, you tap into conviction. You tap into passion, and that's what earns people's attention in your marketing. And when you do that, if you saw my quote of the day, which I just posted before going live, like once you get clear on the conversation you want to lead in the world, it is not hard you don't have to motivate yourself to show up for marketing. My experience of most solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, is that marketing is like a chore. Marketing is like this thing I have to do. Yes, I know I'm supposed to make 5 posts on Facebook, and somebody said something about LinkedIn, and I have so much to do on my to-do list already. How do I have time for all these other things I'm supposed to do in marketing? I have a business to run, blah, blah, blah. But when you realize that you have a conversation to lead in the world, and that marketing is simply the outlet and self-expression for that conversation you're leading, you don't have to motivate yourself to market anymore. This is what makes marketing easy. What makes marketing easy isn't some, social sharing tool called Hootsuite or whatever else you might use. What makes marketing easy is that you're connected to the spiritual mission that your conversation is in the world. That is what makes marketing easy. You can learn the tools, you can outsource the tools, whatever. What makes it hard, the reason you don't show up is because you're not connected spiritually to the message and the impact that you're here to make. So marketing isn't so much about talking about our products and services. Marketing is about leading a conversation in the world, like Dove did. And when Dove started the Real Beauty campaign, their brand went from $200 million in value to $6 billion in value today. Who's to say you're not sitting on a $6 billion brand right now if you could just get out from under the conversation of what you think marketing is and move marketing into the conversation called marketing is about leading a conversation with the world. That is what this is, and that is what makes everything else easier. So once you have that, everything else gets easier. Cool? All right, if you want to take the free course, right? It's called what is it called? Marketing for the Rest of Us, the course. You can go to groundswellmethod.com. It's 5 videos over 90 minutes that walk you through more in depth this whole thing about leading a conversation in the world. So I invite you to do that. Have a great evening. I will see you tomorrow for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. Until then, bye-bye.